This is going to be a little different because, what public media does is it looks at trying to inform, engage, and help American citizens improve their lives through media, through content. So this is a little bit about the power of narrative, a little bit about the power of storytelling to move people forward. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about public media and what we're doing to try to move that forward. So if I can get the first slide, please. So I was thinking about telling this and how I would tell this, and I thought I'd tell it through my own story about engaging public media. And this was my first sound of public media, probably many of yours too. So, maybe silence is not good. The clicker seems to be, oh, there we go. But there's no noise. There's no sound. Oh, did I? All right, thank you. Well, okay, anyway. We'll start over again, all right? We'll go back to the beginning. Let's start at the beginning. Make sure there's sound, because what the first sound is da 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 da. Well, no, that was my second noise. We'll just go with that. That's when I got to college. That was the sound of public media. And then when I actually got a job and could afford a TV, this man became public media to me.
Good evening, I'm Jim Lara.
And this program, which you're probably familiar with. And I stayed in that position, very comfortable with public media for quite some time. I got married, and I started to have kids, and then this happened all over again. The pattern repeated itself. But something had changed. Something, I think probably this is true of all your lives too. I don't know about you, but my life is split between my home, the train, work, meetings, actually going back on the train, playing with my kids, paying bills, and then actually trying to spend some time to converse with my wife. So I need a public media that is built for me. I need a public media that continues to be essential, that continues to help me navigate through troubled times, that continues to be interesting and surprising, but built for my somewhat crazy life, and I assume somewhat of your crazy lives too. Probably a good portion of my life is spent on the move, and I suspect that's true of you too. So I need a public media that follows me. And one of the things that we're doing in public media, there's like a zone, there's like a particular, there you go. One of the things that we're doing in public media is continuing to innovate in the digital broadcast. We had a big transition to digital television. Now we're as leaders in mobile digital television. We're continuing to try to push the opportunity of bringing rich television experiences to the next generation of mobile devices. But also, we're continuing to bring that information, there is a zone here, to your streaming, so I can watch my favorite NPR news story. I can listen to my great radio program streaming on demand. I can get caught up in the news with PBS NewsHour. Or I can, very soon, in fact, launching next week, I can watch my favorite public broadcasting, PBS program, online. So we needed to be more mobile, and we're trying to respond to being more mobile, trying to get the media to where people are in their lives rather than having them come to us. Having to say, okay, we're going to sit down in hushed, silent tones watching television or radio. That doesn't happen anymore, so we're trying to respond to that. People who love public media are explorers. It's one of the things that we note about them when we talk to them. They're interested in finding new sights and sounds in their lives. And it's not sufficient anymore to just give them the one channel and say, here's what you get. This is what you're going to do. Sit down in front of us for a couple hours, and we'll give you the information that we think you need to see. Public media lovers want to create their own experiences. And that's why I am really excited about the public media platform that we're building and coming out in 2011, 2012. Basically, because there's enough tech people in the room, I can say this without confusing too many people. Basically, the public media platform is the Uber API, bringing PBS and other NPR and other content producers onto one platform so that we can deliver the content the way that people want it. And so it's really powering the next generation of web technologists, application developers, to create the public media experience in a way that we couldn't have foreseen. And that's what the most exciting thing is that how do you open up a media channel? You let people take your programming under official copyright laws and all of that, take your programming and present it to the public in ways that you couldn't even think about. So the public media platform is going to allow that to happen. The platform itself, as I said, is an API, interoperable standards. But the other thing it is to me, thinking about these explorers, the public media platform is the Expedia for public media. There's that moment in front of Expedia where you could just sit down in front of that computer and arrange any trip, anywhere where you wanted to go, in any form that you wanted to get there. And I really think about the public media platform as the next generation of Expedia for our public media explorers. And also for me, I have to say that I'm really looking for the public media platform because I want to continue to explore and discover all those nooks and crannies of public media. And there's a lot of nooks and crannies, because you have to understand there's over 1,000 public media stations across the country, and nearly all of them, or many of them, are producing new and original content every week. So there is something there for everyone. So you're interested in whatever happened to that 1973 rock band from Kansas City? We got your guy, David Dye from World Cafe. He's your man. Or if you're very much interested in learning about traditional woodworking in hushed and gentle tones, we have Roy Underhill for you. But, public media, as I said, the strength of public media is the depth and diversity of its content. There's nearly something there for everyone. But public media itself is also starting to change. We're starting to look more like America. We're going out into the community and trying to find the best storytellers, trying to find the best news reporters, trying to find the best artists. And what that's doing is helping us in a very complicated world understand new perspectives, new insights about the world. So the way that public media is trying to look more like America, be more like the public, allows us to have a much better picture of the world today and the world that's emerging. And so subsequently, public media and the news is increasingly becoming an important source for America. As other news agencies and news organizations flounder and fade, public media is actually making investments. And so I expect that NPR and Frontline and Need to Know and NewsHour are going to continue to be there to help me understand with their perspective, with their analysis, with their investigation, and understand how the world is changing. But public media is actually, rather than running away from the news, we're actually investing in it. So one of the things that we're starting to do is work with the best public interest journalists around the country, and then we're also blowing up the model of what news means in America. We're erasing those divisions between TV and radio and digital. We're investing in bringing these stations together to tell the news in the best platform possible, in the best way possible. So whether it's through a program like the Local Journalism Collaboratives, where we're working with over 40 stations around the country and bringing them together to report in their geography, or working with the Knight Foundation on Project Argo with NPR, really elevating digital news, we're making more and more investments. And in fact, over the next several years, we're going to actually increase and continue to increase our investment in news and journalism in America. And that makes me, and makes all of you, hopefully, a more informed and engaged citizen. And I know that being an informed and engaged citizen also starts at the beginning, too. So when I was, I said I had kids, and I don't understand there's a lot to learn about raising kids. As you saw my 2 young children there. I wish some of you in the audience who have older children could have clued me in that it took so much to raise kids. But I've been raising kids, and when we want to expose them to media, my wife and I, we want to expose them to the best information that we have possible. The basic challenges remain, right? How to raise small, smart, healthy, well-adjusted kids. But we're learning every day how little brains learn and how the world, fortunately or unfortunately, invade their little lives. And that knowledge is improving. So I need public media that's updated for them today. And so, I like the electric company. My kids like the electric company too. And it's a lot different. And if you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic program. But in the electric company, and also rest with public media, I can I can show them, they can have an online playground in PBS Kids, they can play a virtual reality numbers game, Dinosaur Train, they can learn health and science from Fizzy's Lunch Lab, a new online program, or they can go to the electric company to learn about raising readers. So for me today, public media looks a lot the same. You know, it's still essential, it's still engaging, it's still important, but it's not the same thing anymore. You know, that's the wonderful part about it. It's more mobile, it's more diverse, it's more innovative, and it's more customized to the way that we want people to be able to tell their own stories and to take our content to improve their lives. So this is a very quick overview, but thank you very much, and good luck to all of you.